Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Last class we studied the properties, the characteristics of acid and bases. Today, inshallah, we are going to study to solve some classified questions about acid and base. Before answering these questions, right, let's go about, or let's revise, let's recall what did we study. We studied the characteristics of acid and bases. We see that acids are H positive donor, hydrogen donor or proton donor. Bases are proton acceptor. Acids have sour taste, change color of indicator, react with active metals to form salt and hydrogen gas. Acids react with carbonate to form carbon dioxide. We classify the acid into two kinds. Number one, strong acid, and number two, weak acid. Strong acid means acid ionized completely, complete ionization, while weak acid in complete ionization. Then we studied the bases. Bases are chemical compound, right, that release hydroxide ion in water, or they are proton acceptor. Then we studied how many kinds of oxides. We have 4 kinds of oxide. We have metal oxide or basic oxide. We have acidic oxide, non-metal oxide. We have amphoteric oxide. And finally, we have neutral oxide like CO and NO. Today, inshallah, we will solve some questions related to these parts only. Let's go here. The first one, the position of element W, X, Y, and Z are shown here. Which element are basic oxide? We said that before. The periodic table can be classified into metals on the left side, non-metals on the right side, and metalloids in this area. We said that, again, non-metals Hanov Barikli CBS, and you can find non-metals in this area. Here, this one is metal, because this side represents metal, this side represents non-metal. So here we have metal, so this one represents metal, can form a base, basic oxide. This one also basic oxide, and this one metal, basic oxide. This one here, we can consider it as non-metal here, because this one in group 7A, we have fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. So this one may be iodine. فكل بريات I prefer to call them like this. This كل بريات AT at the end. So this one is non-metal. Iodine here. This one fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. So this one is basic oxide, basic oxide, basic oxide. Now, which element here are basic oxide? Yes, W, X, and Y, correct. Let's see another one. W and X only. Y only, no. Right? Z only, no. So the correct answer is A. Next one. Ethanoic acid is a weak acid. We said that before. Ethanoic acid, Mr. Kahkuh, CH3COOH. Hydrochloric acid, I prefer it, HCl. Hakul, HCl, this one is hydrochloric acid, the most famous bright acid, and ethanoic acid. Look to the following. He gave me 4 items, 1, 2, 3, 4, and he wants me to choose them here. Ethanoic acid molecules are partially dissociated into ions. Before going to this one, ethanoic acid, weak or strong? This one is weak. Ionized completely or partially? Ionized partially. And this one, strong acid. We know that this one is strong acid. And ionized completely, complete ionization. Look here, ethanoic acid molecules are partially. Because this one is correct. Yes, this one is correct because it is weak one. Look here, 1 mole per decimeter cubic, its concentration ethanoic acid has higher pH than 1 mole. Now you have here the same concentration, 1 mole per liter 1 mole per decimeter cubic and 1 mole. So they have the same, right, concentration. But he said that this one, the same value. This one, 1 mole per liter per decimeter cubic, and this one the same. He said that ethanoic has higher pH. If you remember, we said that that is the pH scale. This one represents 0, this one represents 14, and this one 7. We said that this side represents acid, this one represents base, and we have different levels. Anyone besides 0, it will be strong acid. Anyone near to 7, it will be weak acid. He said that now ethanoic acid, because it's weak, has higher value. Yeah, maybe 6, maybe 5, maybe 4, maybe 3, 2, 1. We can find ethanoic acid 4, around to 4, and hydrochloric 2.5 here in this area. Mean that ethanoic acid has higher value than this one. So this one also correct. Ethanoic acid also, right, is always more diluted than. Dilution here, it has no relationship with, right, strong or weak. We'll explain later the difference between dilute and concentrated. Ethanoic acid is proton acceptor. Any acid, proton donor. So this one incorrect. And dilution here, right, incorrect. So now I have 1 and 2. If we go to the answer now 1 and 2 correct. Next one. Number 3. Nitrogen monoxide N2O. Nitrogen 2 oxide, now, or nitric oxide NO, carbon monoxide, all are what? They are non-metallic oxide, because nitrogen, if you remember, I told you what are non-metals. If you go to the periodic table, you can find them on the right side, or Hanof, Berkeley, CPS. I can find here carbon, I can find here nitrogen, and so on. He said that they are what? They do not react with acid and base. We said that anyone doesn't react with acid or base, it is neutral one. So they acidic? No, because the acidic react with bases. He said that do not react with base. This one incorrect. They are amphoteric. Amphoteric react, the opposite of this one. If we remove not, they react with acid and bases. This one incorrect. They are basic, no, because they react with, right, they do not react with acid. And finally, they are neutral oxide. Neutral oxide, so acid and base, right, this group represent neutral oxide. What type of oxides here are carbon monoxide and aluminum oxide? Now, in this one here, right, you have 2 columns. Take the first one, carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide, we said since 1 minute ago, carbon monoxide is, yeah, it is neutral, yeah. So this one incorrect, this one incorrect. Carbon monoxide chemical formula, CO. It is neutral, yes. Aluminum, ALO2-3, ALO2-3, ALO2-3. This one is what? This one is amphoteric. We say it's amphoteric. So here, we call this one, we delete this one. And now, maybe neutral amphoteric or neutral basic is. Aluminum is amphoteric. Carbon monoxide is neutral. So the correct answer is C. Next one. Which road shows the difference between weak acid and strong acid? Here, yeah, I want to ask about strong acid and weak acid and strong acid. We say that weak acid partially ionized. So this one incorrect. Incorrect. Diluted, we said something else, right? No relationship between weak and diluted. So this one is partially ionized. Yeah, this is correct. Let's go to the another column. Strong acid, yeah, full ionized. Yes, this one is correct. The correct answer. Weak acid, partially ionized. Strong acid, fully ionized. Next one, number 6. Which statement about carbon monoxide and aluminum oxide is correct? We said that carbon, this is the same question, but with another, right, with a different arrangement. Carbon monoxide CO, we said that this one is what? This one is what? Neutral oxide. Aluminum oxide, allo 2 3 Al233. This one is what? This one is amphoteric. So carbon monoxide and aluminum are both amphoteric. Yeah, this one is amphoteric, but this one or this one not amphoteric, so this one is incorrect. Carbon monoxide are both neutral? No, because aluminum amphoteric. Carbon monoxide amphoteric? No. And the final one, carbon monoxide is neutral? Yes. And so the correct answer is number 6. Another questions from paper 4. Here, ethanoic acid is a weak acid. Hydrochloric acid is a strong acid. Both ethanoic and hydrochloric dissociate in aqueous solution. Dissociates mean that they form proton, hydrogen ions in water. Define the term acid. So what's meant by an acid? A substance which is proton donor. An acid is a substance is a proton donor. The chemical equation here shows the change, when the strong acid, hydrochloric acid, is added to water. Here I have HCl, and arrow here gives H positive and Cl. Complete the equation to show the change which occur in weak acid, ethanoic acid. Here, he wants you write to what? To complete the equation. Equation of what? Of ethanoic acid. Does he need word equation or chemical equation? He needs chemical equation. He needs chemical equation. The change of what? Of weak acid. Let's see, how can we solve this one about, the dissociation. First of all, any dissociation for an acid, you have to write what? You have to write the water, because this one needs water. So I have to write water here. H2O. And the arrow, take care of the arrow. This one is weak or strong? This one is weak. So I have to write double arrow. And 1H, this one will go to this one. It will be H3O positive. Plus here CH3COO negative. So I can write this one here and so on. Again, I write here plus water, H2O, double arrow to form CH3COO negative plus H3O. This one, positive. This one is aqueous solution. This one in aqueous solution. You have to write the case of each one. So that's why here you have 2 marks, to write the double arrow and the other part of the equation. A student does an experiment to show hydrochloric acid, strong acid, ethanoic acid, weak acid. The student adds an excess hydrochloric acid, to separate, an excess amount of ethanoic acid to separate sample of lump of calcium carbonate. We said before, calcium carbonate form what? Form carbon dioxide. So only identify the acid, the change between experiment. All the conditions are kept the same. It means that, identity, only the identity of the acid is changed. Yani he will repeat the experiment. He will bring the first beaker, second beaker, he will add here calcium carbonate, and here he will add HCl, and here we will add HCH3COH, add ethanoic acid. State 2 observation, to show that hydrochloric acid is stronger acid than ethanoic acid. He needs, to show that hydrochloric acid is stronger than. Number 1, the reaction happens fast. Phase, reaction, or the amount of calcium carbonate disappears quickly. Phase reaction means that because this reaction forms gas, carbon dioxide gas, so formation of carbon dioxide, happen quickly, and disappearance of calcium carbonate happens quickly. So 2 factors, or the reaction happen fast, reaction consume less time than another one. So we can say that formation of phase carbon dioxide gas and the calcium carbonate lump, disappears quickly. It indicates that HCl is stronger than the ethanoic acid. Next question here. That's for November, right? 2019. Which statement about amphoteric oxide? Amphoteric oxide like what? Like, who can give me example of amphoteric? We have two examples. Number one, allo, 2, 3, and ZNO, ZNO. All these one right are amphoteric oxide. Amphoteric mean they react with acid and react with base. They made combining an acid with a basic oxide. They react to give a solution pH 7. They react with both acid and bases. Maybe this one, they do not react. No, amphoteric react. So this one incorrect because this one represents what? It represents what? Neutral oxide. They made a combining acidic and basic. No, they come from metal oxide. They react with water. No, they do not react with water. So the correct answer is this one. Carbonic acid H2CO3 from carbon dioxide. It is weak acid. Who can remind me about weak acid? We have CH3COOH, or ethanoic acid, or carbonic acid, or HNO2, nitrous acid. Right, formed right when carbon dioxide dissolves in water. What's pH of the acid? Again, that's pH scale. In the middle, you have a salt, neutral one at 7, this one 0, this one 14. This side represents acid, this side represents base. Right? We have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If we say 1, it will be strong acid. If we say 5, it will be weak acid. 7 neutral, more than 7 base. So the correct answer is number 1. So the correct answer for this one, they react, amphoteric react with acid and base. Weak acid has number 1. Which oxide classified amphoteric? We said since 1 minute, aluminum oxide. Yes, it's aluminum oxide. Repeated question about aluminum oxide. Which statement represent the properties of hydrochloric acid? Who can remind me about the chemical formula of hydrochloric acid? HCl. This one is dangerous acid because this one is a strong acid. Carbon dioxide is produced when limestone reacts with hydrochloric acid. Hydrogen is produced when sodium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid. Methyl orange turns yellow in strong hydrochloric acid, or red litmus paper turns blue with dampened light into hydrochloric acid. So hydrochloric acid is a strong one. Right, so it means that red litmus paper turns blue when dampened into hydrochloric acid. This one not correct because the acid change into red, not into blue. Base B, blue, while red, right, with acid ends, each one of them ends with D. Type. Hydrogen is produced when sodium hydroxide, we said that one of the properties of acid, they react with metal. This one doesn't form hydrogen. Now, carbon methyl orange, he needs now methyl orange, right, turns yellow in strong, here, right, methyl orange turns yellow in strong, right, hydrochloric acid, or carbon dioxide is produced when limestone reacts with hydrochloric acid. I told you before, once you find, right, carbonate, it forms carbon dioxide gas. Methyl orange doesn't turn yellow in acid. So this one incorrect. It turns yellow in base. So the correct answer, because limestone is calcium carbonate. Limestone is calcium carbonate, CaCO3, that reacts with HCl to form CaCl2, that is a salt, CO2. So the correct one is the first one. Which substance is neutral oxide? Before going to this one, we said neutral CO, we said neutral N2O or NO, aluminum amphoteric, sulfur dioxide, this one represents acidic. The zinc oxide represents amphoteric, so the correct one, carbon monoxide. Next one. In this kind of questions, he will give you, right, 4 statements like this, and he will ask you which one represents, right, maybe 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and so on. Which statement about dilute sulfuric acid is correct? He needs write some information about dilute sulfuric acid. It turns red litmus paper blue. We said that acid turns red, so this one incorrect. It reacts with magnesium oxide to form magnesium sulfate and water. Yeah, right. It can react. Magnesium oxide is a base. React with acid. Maybe this one is correct. It reacts with magnesium to form magnesium sulfate and carbon dioxide gas. We said before, any metal react with acid. It form hydrogen gas. Not any metal, not all metal, but active metal react with acid to form hydrogen gas. Active metals like magnesium. Magnesium is active one. And once we put it in H2SO4, it will dissolve fast, right, quickly to form MgSO4 and hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas, right, colorless gas and burns, making pop sound. So this one is correct. This one incorrect because magnesium form hydrogen and doesn't form carbon dioxide. Its pH lower than 7, correct, because acid right from right 0 right until right 7. So this one is correct. And number 2 is correct. So the correct answer 2 and 4. Next question.